Hi everyone, I welcome you all to Healthy Living with Regina Tete, where it's all about health promotion. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for subscribing, liking and sharing my videos. If you're yet to subscribe, please do. It is a form of support and will go a long way to help my channel. Subscription is free and requires a click of the subscription button down there on your screen. Now let's go straight to business. Sex is a very important part of most romantic relationships, and like it or not, some relationships, including marriages, have ended because of offensive odor from the vagina of female partners. And so I believe we'll do well to share this particular video with all of our contacts, both males and females. The females, so they take note of it, and the males, so they send to their female partners to take note of it. Like we spoke about in my previous video, the vagina has a natural smell that the lactobacilli helps to maintain. In today's video, however, we will talk about what could cause the vagina to smell fishy and how we can prevent it. Bacterial vaginosis, which I'll be calling BV most often in this video, is an infection of the vagina that can cause a fishy smelling vaginal discharge. According to UpToDate, it is the most common cause of abnormal vaginal discharge in females of childbearing age. That's like if you pick, like some researchers have shown that if you pick women who have abnormal vaginal discharge, about 40 to 50% of them have bacterial vaginosis, that's BV. So what do we see in BV? In BV, we see a shift in the community of microorganisms that live inside the vagina. Yes, community, because there are various kinds of microorganisms that naturally live inside the vagina. As in, that's where they live. That's like their natural habitat. Okay, it's just like we have varieties of human beings living in a community. That's why it's the word community. Yes, in BV also we see production of certain substances by some kinds of bacterial species. We also see a rise in the pH of the vagina that is more than the normal pH, and this even go a long way to make the place even smell the more. I'll be explaining this because we need to understand this to be able to be in charge of our health, both for ourselves, because being in charge of your health like boost your self-esteem, like it just boosts your self-esteem in a way, and also for our relationships, with our sexual partners. So you really need to understand this. For the purpose of this video, I will be referring to lactobacilli species as good or healthy bacteria, and the other bacterial species as bad or unhealthy bacteria. So as I mentioned, inside the vagina we find varieties of microorganisms, including lactobacilli, that majorly works to keep the place in good state. So the shift we see in BV is a shift away from the good bacterial species towards the bad bacterial species. This shift is more like, let's say there is lactobacilli species on one side of an arrow, okay, and the other bacterial species on the other side of the arrow, based on quantity. And let's say that the more you approach the end of the arrow, the higher the quantity of that particular organisms. Okay, what is happening in BV is that there is more of the bad bacterial species, okay, that's the other bacterial species, than there should be compared to the lactobacilli species, that's a good bacterial species. These other bacterial species could even include some organisms that can live with oxygen or without oxygen. And we definitely do not want to see this overgrowth, this taking over happening inside our vagina, because it could be very a million times very disturbing to us, and it could even go a long way to negatively impact our sex life. So in summary, it's more like there's an imbalance between good and bad bacteria inside the vagina, with the bad bacteria outnumbering the good bacteria. Now about the substances produced, okay, this is due to the activities of the bad bacteria that have overgrown. The activities actually lead to the production of substances responsible for the fishy smelling vaginal discharge, and it also leads to increased vaginal discharge than normal. Okay, so the normal vaginal discharge of a woman of a reproductive age group falls between 2 to 5 mils. Some literature also have 1 to 4 mils. So it's like they are all within this range. So you could say between 1 to 5 mils. Okay, so anything beyond this becomes suspicious. I hope you get it. So in BV, we find that there's increased vaginal discharge, also more than the normal, and there's also reduced production of the lactic acid. And we all know how important this lactic acid is for us, which I spoke about in my previous video. To crown it all, the reduction in the number of good bacteria compared to the bad bacteria, together with the substances produced by this bad bacteria, come together to change the pH of the vagina from where it should be. And this goes a long way to even make the place even smell bad the more. So this becomes like some sort of a vicious cycle, where the pH, the change of the pH of the vagina even encourages the growth of the bad bacteria the more. So they continue to grow more than the good bacteria.